Morning, Year 3. Today we're going to find out about Arrietty and the boy's bargain. "I bet they're dead," said the boy. "And what's more, no one will ever believe I've seen you. And you'll be the very last because you're the youngest. One day," he told her, smiling triumphantly, "you'll be the only borrower left in the world." He sat still, waiting, but she did not look up. "Now you're crying," he remarked after a moment. "They're not dead," said Arrietty in a muffled voice. She was feeling in her little pocket for a handkerchief. "They live in a badger's set 2 fields away, beyond the spinney. We don't see them because it's too far. There are weasels and things, and cows and foxes and crows." "Which spinney?" he asked. "I don't know," Arrietty almost shouted. "It's along by the gas pipe, a field called Parkin's Beck." She blew her nose. "I'm going home," she said. "Don't go," he said. "Not yet." "Yes, I'm going," said Arrietty. His face turned pink. "Let me just get the book," he pleaded. "I'm not going to read to you now," said Arrietty. "Why not?" She looked at him with angry eyes. "Because—" "Listen," he said. "I'll go to that field. I'll go and find Uncle Henry and the cousins and Aunt whatever she is, and if they're alive, I'll tell you. What about that? You could write them a letter, and I'll put it down the hole." Arrietty gazed up at him. "Would you?" she breathed. "Yes, I would. Really, I would. Now can I go and get the book? I'll go in by the side door." "All right," said Arrietty absently. Her eyes were shining. "When can I give you the letter?" "Any time," he said, standing above her. "Where in the house do you live?" "Well," began Arrietty, and stopped. Why once again did she feel this chill? Could it only be his shadow, towering above her, blotting out the sun? I'll put it somewhere," she said hurriedly. "I'll put it under the hall mat." "Which one? The one by the front door?" "Yes, that one." He was gone, and she stood there alone in the sunshine, shoulder deep in grass. What had happened seemed too big for thought. She felt unable to believe it really had happened. Not only had she been seen, but she had been talked to. Not only had she been talked to, but she had— "Arrietty!" said a voice. She stood up, startled, and spun round. There was Pod, moon-faced, on the path, looking up at her. "Come on down," he whispered. She stared at him for a moment as though she did not recognise him. How round his face was, how kind, how familiar. "Come on," he said again more urgently, and obediently, because he sounded worried, she slithered quickly towards him off the bank, balancing her primrose. "Put that thing down," he said sharply when she stood at last beside him on the path. "You can't lug great flowers about. You got to carry a bag. What you want to go up there for?" he grumbled as they moved off across the stones. "I might never have seen you. Hurry up now, your mother'll have tea waiting." After tea, when Pod had gone to make some shoes and Homily was washing up, Arrietty rushed to her diary. "I'll just open it," she thought, trembling with haste. "Anywhere." It fell open at July the 9th and 10th. "Talk of camps, but stay at home." That's what it said for the 9th, and on the 10th the page was headed, "Make hay while the sun shines." Arrietty tore out this last page. Turning it over, she read on the back side, "July the 11th. Make not a toil of your pleasure." "No," she thought, "I'll choose the 10th, make hay while the sun shines," and crossing out her last entry, "Mother out of sorts," she wrote her letter to Uncle Henry underneath.